Checking on the little babies. Oh, you guys are so sweet.
The baby ducks are like the cutest thing and have been worth every bit of it. I may not say that when they're older, but for now, they've been pretty fun. A pretty fun addition to the farm. We actually got rid of our breeding trio because I was going to scale back in terms of not doing things because of what profit will they bring the farm, doing things from the sense of, does this benefit our family and does this make us happy? A lot of the decisions we've made the last few years have come from a place of, well, how much money is this going to make us? Can this make us any money? I don't really like growing that, but it's a good cash crop. And this year, we're coming from a place of, this is just for us. So that being said, we got rid of our breeding trio of silver foxes, and instead I came back with baby goats. Like, we're like, oh, I thought the whole point was to just downsize, and here we are bringing more chickens and ducks into the picture. But they bring us joy, so then there's that. And I don't have to worry about if those sweet little chicks or those sweet little ducks make us money. It's all about the amount of giggles that come from our children. And even my husband, don't let him fool you, he giggles at the ducks, has been immensely worth it. And that right there is one of the many reasons we've decided to raise our children on a farm. In this long trail down to the garden, boy, I tell you, some days it feels like a chore in and of itself to just get down to the garden. I've had to let some things go these past few weeks. One of them being the design I had envisioned for the garden. I was literally standing there trying to pull all of these weeds, trying to lay all this compost by myself. And I thought to the Lord, there's got to be an easier way to do this. I feel like I'm killing myself, and season hasn't even started. And then my husband comes out with the tractor and is like, I think we should just do 5-foot rows instead of your whatever row, your 30-inch rows, and I can till it with the tractor. And I'm like, but I don't want a tilled up garden, I want no till. And we were kind of going back and forth, and it hit me. How could I stand there and pray for an easier way, and when the easier way comes along, I'm going to sit there and argue about whether or not I like it? And so we've changed some of the design in the garden. It's still going to be no-till eventually once we get the bed set up, but this whole digging it and weeding it and all of that by hand, we went ahead and used the tractor. And it's funny, like, I don't know why I would think I was less of a homesteader, or less of, it was less provision for our family because we used the tractor. It just was a mindset I had gotten myself into, and sometimes our mindsets are our biggest walls, the biggest things that hold us back, and had to just let it go. We have had a lot of rain. This is one of those beds I tried weeding by myself. Can you tell? And it can already tell it's kind of washing things away. Here's a pea, and it's starting to sprout. So hopefully that one will come back. At least they're sprouting. Like, oh, look at that. That one's really sprouting. It's hard to tell the weeds right now. Oh, Lord. I don't know if I've got any more coming up. Oh, there's another one. It's like an adult version of an Easter egg hunt. Oh, there's one right there. Yay, they're starting to sprout. And then I've got another row back here. So my thought was to have 2 rows in this bed going like this way, and then put like a trellis in the middle to do that. That's my thought. My spinach is coming up nicely. Look at that, I've got spinach. And I think the rain must have moved all my seeds. This is bok choy, and so they're kind of clustered up like that, but I'll go through and move them, so that won't be a problem. The wind and the rain completely washed away or moved the top layer of hay, so I'll have to come back and do that. So this is going to be the new layout. I'll show you. I'll have 3 5-foot wide by 50-foot long beds, and instead of mulching these walkways, Aaron's gonna leave. He wants to leave the grass because it will help with erosion, and he can just come through and weed eat it. I was gonna mulch it with wood chips, and we might still end up doing that because I'm just afraid the weeds are gonna encroach in on the beds. Soft, I just sunk through the end of that. So I had to kind of reconfigure where everything's gonna go and think about that a little bit harder, but it's okay. You cannot ask for an answer and decide what that answer is gonna be, because if that were the case, you're not really asking, you're really just kind of telling, right? Let's check in on this greenhouse. You can tell now it's getting pretty warm in here. The collars are starting to bolt, which is okay. I'm going to pretty much, the kale's starting to bolt. I'm going to pull, oh, that's bolting. I'm going to pull this out here in a little bit. Because I'm going to lay a rug down, and this is going to be spring and summer seed starts. That's really exciting. But all of these so far are looking good. Hopefully this weekend, my time is like, I dug this out of the field and potted it up. And it's amazing. It smells so good. Hopefully this weekend we'll be able to get all of this out into the field. And then we've got a few more nights of really cold weather. It's going to get down into the 30s. I'm going to come back later and water all this, I think. It's going to get down into the 30s. And then I think I'm going to be safe to move the tomatoes and the peppers out of the dining room. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear. That's the plan so far. One thing, too, I wanted to show you all. Look at these elderberries. All these are elderberries that are blooming. On the other side is an elderberry. And then this over here is just massive. All of these are elderberries. So hopefully this year I can get a harvest before the birds do. And then down below you can see all those little babies. So I think what I'm going to do this weekend is dig those up and plant them behind the house, because I think it would be awesome to have some elderberry over there. And then maybe I can stop the birds from eating them. That's what happened last year. We had big, beautiful elderflower heads, and they were just starting to go to berry, and the birds got them. And the bears got my blueberries and my blackberries, the wild ones that grow around here. So hopefully this year I'm gonna be on it. The neighbor's running the tractor, so I'm sorry for the background noise. I love coming across things like this. You could see another one back there on those posts. with the blue markers, it's the boundary, but it's so cool and it's really inspiring. Kind of just want to leave them there. This property, not too long ago, used to be a working farm. And by a working farm, I mean like a cash crop, all of that. They made their living selling cucumbers. Cucumbers was a big part of their income. And I don't know, I just find that so fascinating. This was back in the, I don't know, what did she say? I'll have to check, but you know, just decades ago. The lady that grew up on this farm actually still lives across the street. She's in her 80s now, but it's just so fun to hear the stories of what it used to be and how they used to do things. And man, they worked hard. I have to give us some grace and just be like, you know what? It's okay to use a tractor because that's one of life's conveniences that the Lord has blessed us with. And who am I to say how he blesses and when he blesses? So anyway, can't wait to bring this place back to its original glory. All the years of, I don't even want to say it was neglect. I don't believe the family for 1 second neglected this land. I believe things change and seasons change, and this land was a result of that. And our family is one of our callings is to be stewards of this land, and we are going to take care of it and do what we can to revive it back to life. So one of those ways is by bringing it 3 sweet little children to grow up here. And you know what? Couldn't ask for anything better than that for childhood. So I'm going to leave you with John Wayne and another new addition to our farm. And I will see you next time. God bless you all. Belle, hi. Hi. Hi, Ella over there. Hey, John. What you doing, John Wayne? You're so cool. All right, girls. I know we're a little late today. You ready to come out?